Welcome to Positively Skeptical, where we try to mix some humor with honesty and without negativity. We go down the rabbit hole so you don't have to. In a world of pseudoscience and misinformation, now more than ever, the truth matters. So let's get to it. In 3, 2, 1.
All right, welcome to Positively Skeptical, the show that examines claims based on pseudoscience, history, dogma, and any type of woo. We look at things in different but fair ways. We try to not get negative or dismissive, regardless of how preposterous the topic. Today's January 9th, 2018. We're your hosts, Cory.
Hello.
And I'm Destin. And right now, Cory is going to lead us off with episode 3.
Chiropractic.
Hate that word.
I hate that word. Okay, so I guess first I want to talk about just briefly what chiropractic even is.
What is it?
What is it? It is the practice of treating health concerns, illnesses, muscle and joint issues, and a broad spectrum of things by a procedure known as chiropractic adjustments. An adjustment is a way of realigning subluxations, which are partial dislocations of bones, so that they can fix the connection between the nerves and the illness.
What?
Yes. Chiropractors believe that these subluxations or dislocations cause a large variety of health issues due to their impact on the nervous system. So it started off, it was created by a guy named D.D. Palmer, or Daniel David Palmer.
Dr. Daniel David Palmer?
It was not Dr. Daniel David Palmer. It was just D.D.
D.D.
He created it in 1895 when he hypothesized that manual manipulation of the spine could cure disease. His very first patient was a man named Harvey Lillard, and the adjustment allegedly restored his hearing. Lillard was supposedly deaf, or mostly deaf, for around 17 years, which he noticed after he heard a pop in his spine. I don't know how he located the pop in his spine or but he heard this pop, must have felt something in his spine, and then his hearing went. That's how he associated it. I see your skeptical face.
I'm trying to figure out how the ear bone's connected to the backbone.
Yes. Well, it's not. But so D.D. Palmer adjusted Lillard's spine, and a few days after, Lillard claimed that his hearing was restored. Though, according to Lillard's daughter, he was still deaf right up until the day he died. So, take that for what it's worth.
Well, maybe we should have him on the show.
Yeah, that's right. Palmer kept the chiropractic as kind of a family secret up until 1989. I think it was 1898 though. Good old typos. For about 3 years. When he started teaching a few students at the new school of chiropractic, the Palmer School of Chiropractic.
Is there a Latin breakdown of the word?
Of the word chiropractic?
Yeah.
Not that I saw.
Okay. Not that I looked for.
Not that I looked up. No, I didn't see it anywhere that I was looking, but his son BJ eventually took over and began the process of promoting it to more people and expanded the enrollment of the school in 1906. Early chiropractors believed that all disease was caused by interruptions in the flow of innate intelligence, a vitalistic life force that represented God's presence in man. And Palmer said that he received chiropractic from another world.
Huh.
So both him and his son considered actually calling the practice a religion at one time, but then for some reason they didn't. Early on, they set themselves in opposition to medical organizations like the AMA by claiming a kind of working class populist mentality, and they were incredibly anti-intellectual and anti-establishment.
They'd have to be.
Yeah. They were openly anti-intellectual. It was weird. Yeah. It's weird to think of people who are like, no, those elite smart people are no good. We're going to do our own medicine.
Yes. Yes. Dumb people medicine is better, especially since we're not regulated.
It's very strange to think that that's how they approached it.
He was like,
very much. That was something that hit me in the head like right away when I was thinking that, like, anti-intellectualism. Just like
I
now.
have this medicine. It's greatest medicine.
It's the best medicine.
Huge.
So at one point, DD and his son BJ both decried the use of any instruments in chiropractic. And they would call anyone who would use medical instruments mixers as a pejorative. And eventually, though, BJ conceded that x-rays were sometimes necessary to help with diagnosis. In 1924, BJ invented an instrument called a neurocalometer, which measured temperature in the body. So it's a thermometer that somebody else already had invented. I didn't see any pictures of it or anything, so I don't know what it looks like. But
what's it called?
A neurocalometer.
Okay.
Apparently it could read temperature, though. So at this time, there were more mixers than straights, which they called straights were chiropractors who didn't use the instruments. And this neurocalometer was apparently quite controversial among the straights. So BJ became a mixer, I guess. According to the Wikipedia, in the 1930s, chiropractic was the largest alternative healing profession in the U.S. Okay.
It looks like it measures resistance between two different things.
It does, doesn't it? Neurocalometer. Interesting. It's a heat detection device.
Oh.
Yes.
Hold it up to your skin and it gets warm.
So in the modern age, chiropractic is actually incredibly popular in most Western countries. And insurance will cover it in many places. Yeah. And it's actually covered even by like National Health Services in the US or in the UK, which is in some areas of the UK. And that's their government health insurance is covering that. So what are the actual claims? Chiropractic hinges on 3 essential claims. 1, bones are out of place. 2, bone displacements can cause nerve interference. And 3, manipulating the spine puts bones back into place, removing the interference and restoring health.
If you just look at that at face value, that sounds logical if you don't know how nerves work.
Right.
Well, no,
right.
And in the early 1900s, nobody did. Mm-hmm. Except for, doctors.
Well, and even they
didn't have it all figured out.
Yeah, it wasn't all figured out. So chiropractors call the bones.
Wouldn't they be chiropractitioners?
Practitioners of chiropractic.
Practitioners? Oh, it's a stupid word.
Chiropractors. Called the bones being out of place subluxations. Normally, a subluxation is a partially dislocated bone, which you can pick up with an x-ray. But in this case, in the case of, chiropractic diagnoses, they often can't. There's no bone out of place.
Until they're done with you.
Until they're done with you. So, yeah. Subluxations, the way that chiropractors describe them, don't actually exist based on what most science-based medicine views.
Well, sure. That's not how the spine works.
No, that's right.
Your spine is supposed to move around. That's how you move around.
That's right. Yeah.
And yeah, you can dislocate a vertebrae or something.
For sure.
But you're going to fucking know the second
Well, and the trouble is partially that they extrapolate this to all kinds of weird things,
sure.
Right? Like it's like I have a broken finger. It's not going to be fixed by a spinal adjustment, right? Like, and I mean, obviously that's more extreme than a lot of them would do.
Yeah.
But it's a similar thing if they're saying that we can apply this to fix your health, right?
Indigestion or anything.
Approximately 50 to 60% of patients who seek chiropractic care do so for back or neck pain. The usual medical therapy for back pain is anti-inflammatory medication and back exercises. There is some evidence to suggest that chiropractic may be as effective, if not more effective, than pain meds and back exercise, for the pain. The trouble with this is that you will continue to have to go back to them because it doesn't address the issue, which is why medical practitioners actually assign exercise.
Yeah.
And like physiotherapy.
Yeah. Well, physiotherapy is what chiropractic is trying to do.
Right. Exactly.
They have a medical term for chiropractic. It's called physiotherapy.
Yeah. Essentially, there is no other evidence, no supporting evidence for chiropractic for anything other than lower back pain. Mm-hmm. So I guess, that leaves me with what's the harm? Chiropractic care is often more expensive than usual medical care. And in Canada, you have to pay for the chiropractor in many cases, but your meds might be covered. Your physiotherapy would definitely be covered. Things like that. Chiropractors are also often doing adjustments on people with conditions that chiropractic isn't effective for. And neck manipulations are linked to a higher risk of stroke in some patients, as well as causing conditions that can cause stroke, like carotid.
Corroded.
Carotid.
That's what happened to what's her name?
English. Carotid artery dissection. Yeah. That where it's like it tears the wall for your artery and then builds a clot, which can then
kill you.
And is often a cause of stroke in people who are relatively young, where you wouldn't expect them to have a stroke. Vertebral artery dissection also can lead to strokes and is sometimes associated with chiropractic. Though, to be fair, these links are not necessarily causative, but are certainly correlative.
Yeah.
And the correlation is fairly strong. Like they can point to people who have had neck manipulations and say, this is this happened at the same time type thing.
And that's the bad thing with research is you can't watch causation because
right. Yeah. That would be unethical. Yeah. How would you do that study? Right.
All right. So you 50 people, we're going to do this to you and we're going to see the results. Some of you are going to die.
Some of you are not going to make it through. So in conclusion, chiropractic is a common alternative treatment. When people feel like something is out of place, they go to their chiropractor. This is in and of itself not necessarily a problem. Some chiropractors stick to this type of treatment and complement it with medical tools such as x-rays and other evidence-based scans and whatnot. Science, actual science. Some chiropractors try to give their patients the best possible evidence-based treatment. Some.
While still doing
chiropractic. Yeah. Chiropractic. So, and they can treat back pain, but others, however, combine their use of chiropractic with claims about a variety of health conditions that they cannot reliably be said to treat. Neck manipulation has some strong dangers associated with it, and chiropractic adjustments on children for any reason is incredibly dangerous. So I guess be sure to check out your chiropractor and don't support one that does adjustments on children, and don't let them crack your neck.
Other negative things with chiropractic is people that go to them for treatment could be ignoring something that's actually...
Yeah, that's true. Because they don't address underlying causes.
Right.
They think that the underlying cause is the spinal
mismanipulation.
Subluxation.
Subluxation.
So I guess Harriet Hall did a great video on this for the James Randi Foundation. It's incredibly informative and...
She's just really boring to watch.
Yeah. But
I've probably watched like 6 of her videos now. And then just sit there and I start drooling halfway through.
Yeah. That's the trouble with like doing things solo, especially if it's fact-based stuff, right?
Because you just sit there being monotonous.
Yeah, that's right. Like there's no color person there. There's no comedy back and forth.
He didn't mean colored.
I definitely did not mean colored. I mean color, like the color commentator on it. There's no color commentary. on a Harriet Hall video. Somebody should do that.
Like MST3K her videos.
That would be funny. Like when you asked me why there's a James Randi plush toy with handcuffs on in the background.
Because he's a magician. Oh yeah, I'm an idiot.
That would have been funny to read. So I guess the point is that chiropractic, I can't stand that, is harmful, is not, or can be harmful, is not evidence-based for anything else other than lower back pain.
And it's been debunked as actually being in any way really beneficial.
Yeah. Yeah, like the evidence isn't strong enough. Often these studies that address lower back pain also have a placebo effect, or placebo arm that has marginally lower effectiveness than chiropractic.
Sure.
So essentially it's not doing much beyond what people imagine it's doing.
Well, and cracking your back, I believe, releases endorphins.
It could be.
Or something. I know it feels good when I crack my back.
Yep. It relieves tension in the muscles and stuff.
Probably.
So, I mean, but that's going to pass.
We should cover massage too, because it's got a lot of the same stuff around it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we definitely should cover massage. Actually, I think massage, we might have more leeway to be on a positive side of it rather than a debunking side, because I think there is some evidence for effectiveness for massage for certain things.
Sure, and there's no medical claims.
Right, yeah, unless you get into the really woo-woo ones.
Yeah.
But I think that's it for that. I guess we have closing.
Yeah.
Some closing notes.
Well, there will be some links, I believe, on the show notes.
I have a list, yes.
Okay, cool. Well, that's it for our third episode. Feel free to comment on our Facebook page, on Spreaker at Spreaker.com/show/positively-skeptical.
We should buy a new URL.
Yeah. Make it longer.
Yeah, that's right.
Or on our website.
Yep.
Special thanks to Dave Roman from Roman Empire Studios for our intro music, and to Angela Redicop from the Brainstorm podcast for the voiceover work. If you haven't already done so, please head over to protruthpledge.org and take the Pro-Truth Pledge. I have trouble saying that.
It's too many.
There are currently 5,021 signers, 47 organizations, and 80 government officials, and 356 public figures that have taken the pledge. Please demand that your elected representative take it.
Perfect.
And that's it. We'll see you next time.
Awesome.